to fight, push the limit all the night. Feel the fire, hear the sound, burning rubber on the ground. No mercy shown, no second place. In this league, there's no disgrace. If you're not first, you know the luck, but in the end, it sucks to suck. Feel the rush, adrenaline, victory in our skin. Tighten the grip, hold the line, defeat's the word we leave behind. Danger right with every turn, in every crash, a lesson learned. The roar of engine, scream of tires, feeds the need, ignites the fire. You thought you had the skills to win, but the checkered flag is where it begins. Born to race, born to fight, push the limit all the night. Feel the fire, hear the sound, burning rubber on the ground. No mercy shown, no second place. In this league, there's no disgrace. If you're not first, you know the luck, but in the end, it sucks to suck. On the edge of speed, we drive the line, leave them broken at the finish sign. Glory waits for those who dare. In the heat of battle, we're prepared. No mercy shown, no second place. In this league, there's no disgrace. If you're not first, you know the luck, but in the end, it sucks to suck. On the end, it sucks. Clears and engines die. The victors stand, the rest just cry. The truth is hard, the road is rough. If you can't keep up, well, it sucks to suck. Engines roar, the lights go green.
Good evening and welcome, race fans. This is Core GT Season 13, round number 2, coming at you from Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya. Looks like it's a little bit of a foggy morning here in the country of Spain. So, looks like, unlike Carl, we got a nice, cool track here tonight. A little, just smidgen of wind at a mile an hour. So, we are on the historic layout, which means... Or wait, or are we not? I have to go look. Let's see. Let's just give me this and see. You can see some of the guys have... No one's set a lap yet. Let's hop over to Ricky Renner. So, if the audio or something seems off, just let me know in the chat, and I will try to get that fixed. I'm having to... Had to redo my computer and haven't done a broadcast since, so... Oh, let's watch Nathan Nickerson getting a little slideways there. And we'll pull up the track map quick here. Nope. Looks like Carl blessed the guys with the world's worst chicane in racing. The final chicane before the start-finish line there. The F1 layout that is just, ugh. Terrible. I hate it for the guys. But most of their practice was in the dark. It's looking like this will be a little bit actually going to have a decent amount of light for the race, so that'll help with the broadcast too. So, looking on. See what... okay, looks like Astin Dilt setting your first fast time there with a 1:45.7. Let's go and hop on with Astin here. See what is Astin running. Like Astin's in the new Aston Martin. So Astin is a good looking GT3 car. Even has a decent sound. Let's hop in board with him here and see. Get a little bit of that straight cut gear one. Not quite enough light to really see much of the dash there. That's the roll bar. What's the... Don't have a gyro cam for it. Let's see. Well, not a bad noise. Yep, no nose cam for him yet. Won't be doing the standard cockpit view because of my triples. It looks like that, so sorry. That was a good looking paint. Let's see what Mason running another Astin here tonight. So come through this final little complex here. Let's follow along in the arcade view here. Yep. Slow down for that one. Back around. Looks like he's taking a little bit of curb. Ooh, that exit curve there. Yeah, you don't normally get into that in the historic layout without that chicane. Let's see. Looks like Ricky Renner setting the fast time, and shockingly, another Aston Martin. Looks like Dustin Neerhoof. If I butchered the name, I do apologize. Well, that was the second fastest. So it looks like a couple passing him by in that Mustang there. Go back over to our TV cameras here. There we go. Yeah, no, the chicane is not awesome. And there is no right angle because the right angle is the one that clatters the curbs. And thanks to iRacing suspension models, it's just a gamble on whether or not you make it. But coming through. Pause that one right there. Looks like everything else is working pretty nicely so far. Yeah, one of the guys in our Discord said, so we'll have the night blinding us. Yes. Check out one of our admins here, Mr. Dave Tilford. In the Ferrari. Looks like to be the sole Ferrari choice for tonight. Let's see. I say we do have a Porsche here. And it's a Porsche with gold wheels. Nice. Can't quite tell if that's just a straight black paint job or if it has some green in it. We'll have to see when the sun comes up a little more. I think it's black. Oh, yes. See, there's my point in case. You touch those little sausages wrong, and they'll send you for a loop. Let's see. Got Herbert Pineda there in a Mercedes for this one. The, as Chris would say, he loves his Merc boat. Let's see, what else do we have here running in? Fozzie Fazilla is in the McLaren. Good choice. And let's see, is Dane Simpson? Yep, back in Rexy. No, sorry, not Rexy. Roxy. It's pink. And we'll check in on the other Canadian here. Yep, Alex is in the Porsche as well. So we got Tim Thompson running the McLaren there tonight. And Michael here. And the Merc Michael, sorry, I'm not going to try to butcher that name as bad as I possibly could. Let's see, not showing Braden Carlson actually in the session, right? Let's see, let's hop back. Justin Welsh and the Glock Mustang there. See how he's taking these curbs. Yeah. It's just awkward. Alright, let's... Who else do we have? Still running some laps. Kelly Pointer. Ooh, and the Amsoil. I hadn't seen that livery yet on the Mustang. It's a good one, Kelly. Nice job on the paint there. Looks like he had about 30 more seconds to get these qualifying laps in. Dustin appears that he has provisional pole currently with a 144.0. So, you know, looking back through here, your top four currently between Dustin, Nathan, Kelly, and Nick are all within 1/10 of a second. And then you have Ricky Renner, Mason, and Sierra there all under half a second. So looks like the field's going to be kept together pretty close here tonight. Always a good thing for watching this. All right. Let's see here. Let's pull up our grid. With Dustin taking pole with that 144.0. Nathan Nickerson in second. Kelly Pointer starting in third there. Nick Terrell in fourth. Ricky Renner in fifth. Mason Smith in sixth. Javi Sierra in seventh. Herbert Pineda in eighth. Sorry, SDK has moved things around on me. I'm trying to find... there's my grid box. Starting in ninth will be Austin Diltz. 10th, Nash M. Fry. 11th will be Alex Jaspers. 12th, Morgan Smith. 13th, Josh Betts. Justin Welch will be starting in 14th. 15th, Josh Anderson. 16th will be Dave Tilford. 17th, Fozzie Fazzillo. 18th, Dane Simpson. 19th will be Tim Thompson. Michael, I'll give it a shot. Picone? If I butchered it, I apologize. Let's be in 20th. 21st, Xavier Baez. 22nd, Jack Peterson. 23rd, Braden Carlson. 24th, James Molyneux. So that is your starting grid there. Now here in Core, we do keep these guys in different divisions. So when they're running against the other guys in their division for their own championships. However, correct me if I'm wrong, David, but everybody, it's the same point scale. So if you do manage to beat a higher division driver, you get those points, taking those points away from the higher division driver. So these guys all still are racing for, against each other. Every position they make is more points for them. However, as the championship goes on, it's each division for its own. So who they're going for in the championship will be slightly different. As they are rolling away from the pace car here, it looks like it is going to be a shortened pace lap. Thank that one. Every broadcaster's dream there. Yeah, but the car numbers there up on the track map, although I've got a feeling for the first little bit, other than the car I select to watch, you will not be able to tell any of the numbers until they get a little spacing apart. All right. We'll start here. Keep the camera on our pole sitter, Dustin. Let's see if we get that. Go with TV2 here. Going with the start cam. See these guys fire off as the light turns green. Not seeing Barney in the shot. But here we go. There's slowly pacing. There's the green. Not quite sure why I heard that come from iRacing. But coming down here into turn one. Ooh. Seeing somebody sneaking up the inside there. 3 wide into turn one. Ooh, contact. Oh, not what you want to see. That is Nick Terrell, I believe, and Dustin being on the bad side of that one. And we're going to have to... Yeah. I don't have all the cameras I'm used to. As Kelly Pointer now and Ricky Renner going for the lead. Little Mustang versus Audi. Not Audi. Aston Martin. It's been so long since we've had seeing Astons on track. But Kelly Pointer coming around and has Ricky Renner all over his back. You can see with their updates, we have some gravel on the track. Not sure who strode that already on there, but guessing it's a leftover for qualifying. Getting a little dancing around here. currently looking like your biggest winner is going to be Jack Peterson right here, up 9 positions in the Taco Bell car. Nick Terrell and that mystery machine Ford. Jumping back to our leaders here, it is Kelly Pointer looking like he's opened up a slight gap as they come around to the front stretch. And you can see some of these guys using all of the available space, while the vast majority is wanting to stay on the right side of those rumble strips. So Kelly Pointer leading your first lap, Ricky Renner in second, that is Mason Smith in third. Herbert Pineda doing very well up in fourth. Let's see. Looks like Astin has managed to make his way back up here as well. And Nick Terrell looking to gain some spots back. They are almost 3 and 4 wide ahead of him. Not the place you really want to be there, because Nick wants to get past them as fast as possible. Oh, what was that there? Looks like that was Josh Betts and... Oh, there's just... This one's hard to call, people. I'm sorry. A little bit of everybody going everywhere. Oh, Nash M. Front looks like he got into it with our sponsor there, Chase Decals, Mr. Josh Anderson. But everybody is still going. Looks like that's a fairly intact Mustang there. No, looks like maybe a little bit of damage on that left front for Josh Anderson there. See if we hop in with him real quick on the roll bar cam. Kinda see. It's gonna be gyro that might be. That roll bar and gyro on this one are the same. Looks like the steering wheel is still straight. Jump back up here to our leaders. There is Ricky Renner. And is that Mason on the back of Ricky there. Herbert Pineda, Javi Sierra, Austin Diltz. Oh. Was that... Somebody's back there in a Porsche. I think that was... Yep, Alex Jaspers clattering over the sausage curbs through turns 1 and 2 there. I'm missing a... Oh. There it is. We've got some replays we can go to now. What happened with Alex Jaspers here? So in the braking zone, Alex comes in. Oh, Porsche doing Porsche things. Rear engine losing the tail. Doing the smart thing, backing up there. Let's see this crash here for Josh Anderson. What was this one? Oh, well, that's just really nowhere for Josh to go there. That's going to be that one. That's the same one. Let's see this happened with Tilford. What happened with Mr. David going 3 wide inwards and ooh. Oh, David. Not what you want to see happen. David, this is your notification. You will report to the admin team for later discussion. But let's see here. What else do we have? Which is this? Saying another accident out of David here. Oh, that's the same one. One with Josh Betts here. I think that's just a weird one. Okay, let's watch the start here. That is... Yeah. It's Nathan Nickerson there. believe that is Ricky Renner there that was on the inside. Definitely not the way some of these guys wanted to start their race. Showing an off track for Mr. Herbert Pineda here. What happened to Herbert? Wait, no. Let's see here. Get right back to the action in a second. Just a good old regular off track. Check back in our leaders here. There's Kelly Pointer. Doing good, but in short, right after him, you got Ricky Renner, Mason Smith, and Herbert Pineda trailing behind. After that, you got a little bit of a gap back to Austin Diltz here. Javi Sierra and Morgan Smith coming up in another little pack there. Then you have the mystery machine of Nick Terrell managing to call back some of those places, but also you got Jack Peterson in that Taco Bell McLaren. So Jack up 13 spots from his start. Miss having Jack up in the booth, but I'm sure he gets to have some fun there down on the track. Let's see, who else we have here? Justin Welsh is in the Mustang there, running in 10th currently, so that's your top 10 there. Let's swap our thing over here. We're going to group them to classes. Now, the rookie division, one of the reasons they're up as high as they are is there's a few of these guys that are, for the first 5 races in core, they'll be listed as rookies until we kind of have our own version of iRating. Dave has worked on it called Core Rating. And so after 5 races, those guys will slot into their respective divisions. So yeah, and then if you notice on the little timing tower, it has gold above platinum, but in fact, generally the platinum drivers are better. However, I believe Herbert Pineda probably has, or Mason Smith may have the fastest time, and they are just in. As the race goes on, some of these other guys will, as they start cooking in faster lap times, there you go. Mason and, wait, how do we get to me? M. Smith is Morgan Smith. Okay. I need to change that. We're going to do full names. There we go. Make that a little better. See, we got a decent little smattering of cars here tonight. But the Astins and the Fords do seem to be the popular picks, along with some Mercs. But looking here, you get back to your leaders. About a half a second gap between these 3 right in here. Closest kind of on-track battle right now is going to be these 3. You've got Braden Cross and Fozzie Fazzillo and Nathan Nickerson. That is 2 front-engine cars and 1 mid-engine McLaren. So, definitely something to keep an eye out for. It's good to see Barry back in the chat. Hope you've been doing all right. So, Dustin has managed to climb back up to 14th place there after that. Judging... Nope, no pit lane time for him. Do see Michael here coming out of the pits. And James Molyneux has come out of the pits as well. So these two... looks like they had to get some damage taken care of on this, although... According to the new SDK Race Control, I am showing Michael here having a black flag. Do I have a way? Have they... Let's see. Nope. I'm not showing a way to show you all the same things I see, because I don't see it there. I'll have to look into that for next week. But let's go back through here. Currently, looks like Xavier and Nash Fry having a little bit of a battle down into turn one. Ooh, that is. Xavier just blinked out, I believe. So that's not good. I'm not getting anything from him. Uh-oh. Showing a crash here from our leaders, Ricky Renner and Kelly Pointer. What happened? Oh, kind of same thing with David. Got into it with each other. Straightened each other back out. I don't think there's any damage. Ricky slowed down and let Kelly go. That is, you know, if you're going to make a mistake, we appreciate you slowing down and kind of self-policing, if I might say that. But that has given the lead there to Mason Smith, with Herbert Pineda following not far behind. Definitely be a thing to keep an eye on, these two here, and see how they see if they can do anything about getting back up to the front. Check in on some of our guys that were put back a little bit. You have Dustin here. He's got his picked up one more position. He's into 14th right now. So, good job there on the recovery. So looking last lap, 146.1's a little bit off the 144s and things that say Herbert Pineda last lap 144.7. So definitely something to keep an eye on. Mason out front. He's running that Astin in a nice British racing green color, I might say. So, gap to Mason to Kelly is 2.6. I'm going to keep an eye on that. Oh, I need to go back live here too. That way y'all can have your thing. So yeah, currently... There we go. Yeah, 2.5. So Kelly and Ricky might slowly be trying to drop that down a little bit. Check out Nick Terrell and the mystery machine there. Looks like he's trying to hunt Javi down right now. See how this is little battle's gonna pan out. As Chris would say, give me the big suck. Looking for that draft, and we're going to see Nick poke a nose out to make a turn, move into turn one. Well, kind of sits back behind. And through these sweepers, you know, GT3 cars don't, I mean, they do have downforce, but it's not until these kind of sweeping corners you might actually notice a little bit of aero wash and whatnot. And that is one thing that the Circuit de Barcelona Circuit Barcelona de Catalunya does have, and that is some faster corners. There's a reason F1 tested here for so many years all the time. Yeah, yeah, Barry, it's always nice seeing Mason get a good win there. Yeah, it's one of those things to finish first. First, you have to finish. So, something for everybody to keep in mind. Looking back through here, where else do we have? Looks like we might have a little bit of battle here between Alex Jaspers and Josh Anderson. Alex, after his early little spin into turn one, Josh nursing a little bit of damage on that left front there. And looks like he's got some on the right front as well. So, may have had a little extra things happening here. Oh, showing a crash out of Michael here. What happened here? Why is it telling me he crashed? Ah. Looks like Michael may have decided to call that one a night. Alright. Yep. showing Xavier back in there, so I'm guessing he had some sort of either internet connection issue or machine issue, but they've got him back in the pits, and we will see him go back out. And yes, that is the correct Porsche color scheme. A black Porsche with gold wheels. No, that does have some green in it. Either way, gold wheels on a Porsche, you can't go wrong. So he fits right back into this battle here between Josh Anderson and Alex Jaspers. It looks like Josh might be opening the gap a little bit. Yeah, you can see through those sweepers that delta getting a little smaller there. Kind of see the little sector times between them here. That's not good anymore. A little bit of a battle box there. Oh, yeah. Josh running a little wide. That's going to open the door for Alex there. What else do we have here? This is Dane Simpson and Braden Carlson. Dane running a little wide, letting Braden get up under him there. But looks like there's a gap there because Braden was right on the back of Fozzie and Nathan earlier. All these guys have kind of opened up those gaps a little bit. Then we have Morgan Smith here and Jack Peterson. Jack, let's see, last lap. Almost a second faster there than Morgan Smith. Or is he going to try to make the pass? He is definitely tucked all up under the back end of that Porsche. Going a little on the inside to get some clean air for that nose. Is he going to send it down in here? We've seen some trouble here tonight. Nope. Nope. Looks like he's content to sit there, so... yeah. Jack might just be trying a fuel strat. McLaren can save fuel. A little bit of an oddball motion there. I wonder if that's a little netcode readjustment. Although Ricky Renner, last lap, taking your fastest lap, a 143.98. Faster than Quali, just tucked up right there behind Kelly Pointer. Kelly, you know, you got this little train here, Herbert, Kelly, and Ricky. Yeah, normally all three of these guys race very cleanly. So, it'll be an interesting battle here between them. Look at this turn one cam here as they come in. Let's swap to one of the other TVs. No moves being made here. So here in Core GT, I believe, I have to double check, but I believe it's a 40% fuel tank load. It was either 40 or 50, so these guys generally stop somewhere in the 20 to 30 minute range. Depends on how much full throttle time there is on track. Showing an accident here for Michael again. It's like he went to the inside of Xavier. Ooh, kind of getting his nose chopped off there. Let's see who else. Yep. Still looks like Jack Peterson getting around. Let's see, where did Jack get around him? Oh. Yep, it was into turn one, just one lap later. The Porsche can be mighty quick through there, although, as we saw with Alex earlier, you really have to trust it. Back end does like to slide on you. Going back up here, let's see the distance here between Mason and the group behind him has opened up a 2-second gap there. We will watch again as these three go into turn one. Anybody going to poke a nose? No, they're not. Yeah. All three of these guys are smart racers, and I'm kind of wondering, does Kelly and Ricky, are they going to just try to play a fuel game on Mason? Mason out there having to break up the air. These two having Herbert to kind of block the air for him. Are they going to try to save an extra lap or two? Is Herbert able to stay really close to Mason's pace? Only about 2/10 off thereabouts. So it's one of those things, if you can wind up cutting out one extra fuel stop, or just even having to go down pit lane, that's worth it quite a few seconds. And it's going to take 10 or 15 laps to try to, I mean, as you can see with the current gap, what it takes when you're only making a 10th or so a lap. But definitely on track right now. This is the closest battle. Everyone else is more like a second or two away. Let's go back to our overall for this. You can kind of see the number, everyone's numbers should indicate what class they are in, though. Looks like that's going to need some work for next week as well. Looking back through there, looks like Braden Carlson just got around Fozzie Fazillo. That is Kelly Pointer and Herbert Pineda in the pits already. Mason staying out. But that's also Javi Sierra, Morgan Smith, Justin Welch. Let's see what this group here between Braden and Fozzie. Braden comes in, Fozzie in the Merc staying out. It looks like maybe the Astin might be the Fuel King or something now, because other than Nick Terrell, and we all know Nick loves a good fuel game. But Nick is 11 seconds off of Mason currently. So Dustin in the pits currently. Checking out our... Let's pull up our pit strategy and... Let's see. Can we get a pit stop time out of these? No. Not yet. We're not going to get that on anybody. There we go. Nickerson, yep, pit stop time. 16.6. 17.5. 22. Smith. So, Neerhoff is... Looks like he is getting a good bit done to that car. We now have Ricky Renner, Mason Smith, and Nick Terrell in the pits. Being Fozzie Fazillo, your current... Let's get rid of that. He's pitting in. So here's your question. There's Mason. Leaving pit lane. There's Kelly. What's that gap going to be as these guys are rocketing down there? Let's pull up our dashboard in the right-hand corner. 140-something miles an hour. That gap... Go back to our pit strategy. Pit on 14. Pit stop times. Yeah, I think Mason's going to have to do the lap before we can see what his pit stop time was. Well, I can bring it up over here. Pit stop time. 18.17. Kelly, 17.53. Pit lane time for Kelly, 41.9, 43.1 for Mason. But somehow Mason has a larger gap. It's going to have to be in that quicker, maybe a quicker or slower outlap. We'll have to see. This last lap, Kelly was a 2:19 and Herbert. Okay, so Ricky stopped with Mason. All right. But all of these guys stopping before the 30-minute mark, so them stretching it to the end is very unlikely. Oh, Kelly clattering over that exit curb there. Showing a crash here out of Josh Betts. I'm not seeing a wing on that Merc, and that may have something to do with what's about to happen. Yep. No wing, it's spinny. Alright. Let's go through here. Looks like Austin Diltz within a second there of Herbert Pineda. Herbert looks like he's going to... he looks like Herbert might be losing the back of Kelly there just a little bit. Not quite able to keep up pace with that Amsoil Ford. Though the gap between Ricky and Mason now 1.7. Something to keep an eye on. Look back through here. Looks like Dane Simpson trying to make a move on Dave Tilford. And that is Fozzie Fazillo there as well. They're going to go 3 wide into the corner. Not quite. Oh, David almost saved it. But 3 wide did not make it easy there. Dave now trying to work on Fozzie Fazillo. Dave going to take a look towards the inside here. Ooh, getting all over the back of that McLaren. I think that just about scared David a little bit. Not. See, I wish SDK would give me, like, when somebody gets one of those 0x contacts, there's a little notification. Because sometimes it's hard to tell where these guys are racing. Looking like currently Jack Peterson, our ex-broadcaster, is the biggest gainer at 14 positions now. He has Nick Terrell right behind him within a second. Nathan Nickerson about 1.7 ahead. Jack running in 8th now. Just going off his best time versus the guys around him. I don't see Jack really gaining a lot of ground on these guys. He's about a half a second off some of the top end guys. But there is something to be said for staying clean and making sure you have a car and you got tires and fuel when you need it. It's actually getting cold in my room right now. Turn the air conditioner off. Check back in here. The gap between Ricky and Mason down to 1.2 seconds. I'll flip over here, pull up our group display. Mason currently leading for your platinum drivers. Gonna lose a few, or Nick's gonna lose a few points to him, it appears, tonight. In silver, Austin leading Josh there. Gold, you got Herbert Pineda gonna make up a little bit of ground on Nathan Nickerson. Your rookie division, though, 3 more races after this one, and that won't be too big of a division anymore. In bronze, you got Fozzie Vazillo, who's going to make up a couple points on Alex Jaspers as well. So, There's your guys there. Let's see. Still a little bit of a close battle. We got Dave Tilford breaking in that 1 second gap there to Dane and Fozzie again. Dane looks like he's losing out a little bit in those S's. Some of that's going to be the Porsche. She's fickle, and you got to remember not to overload the front tires. They are a little smaller than the rest of the GT3s, if memory serves. I need somebody like Parks that's more familiar with that to tell me. Now, Dave Tilford has gotten right back onto the back of Dane Simpson. So, do a little. All right. Let me get that. Huh. Something's acting up on my Discord here. Not sure. All right. All right, we're all good. Everything important's done. And that is Dave Tilford getting past Dane Simpson there. Let's see if Dane can follow Dave through to Fozzie. They have to ask David, but the back of that, can't tell if that's pre-planned mud like Dane ran a while back, or if it's just that Ferrari looking a little dirty after being in the dirt. But yep, currently your closest battle here on track is going to be between these three. Dave Tilford with a fastest lap of a 145.4. Fozzie's fastest lap of 146.6. So with that kind of pace difference, should be sometime within the lap now, considering Dave has closed that gap down to 0.3 of a second now. Like Dave just trying to hang on to the back and make sure he's there. Coming out of the final corner and getting a good, nice draft to go down the very, very long straightaway here. I mean, it's not as long as Fuji, but it's up there for long front straights. And that is David running a little bit there. Have to see, does the Ferrari have anything in the draft on the McLaren? McLaren generally has a very good top speed. Dave going to stick the nose out. Going to use the brakes, but decide to kind of tuck back in. Don't think that's David playing mind games nearly as much as it is making sure he had fresh air on that front splitter. Although taken to the inside, maybe a little bit of rubbing there. So we go down into turn 7 here. That should be Dave Tilford, although Fozzie trying to fight back on the inside, which now becomes the outside. Looking back on the inside is Fozzie. David gonna run almost out of room. Fozzie getting a nose up on the inside there. They go through the little S kink here. Fozzie backing out. David running a little deep. Gonna open it back up for the crossover for Fozzie. But Dave having a little more speed on the exit here. It's going to be interesting going into this corner. Dave picking the nose out early. On the binder, slowing it down. Staying hard to the inside. Fozzie staying to the outside. giving Dane the chance to catch back up to this crew here. There we go. In through the last little bus stop shenanigans. David taking a completely different line, seems to be focusing more on the exit. Will it be enough, or will the legendary McLaren draft ability bring him back into a possible move into turn one here? Don't think Fozzie's quite close enough to make the lunge. Nope. But right in here, there are parts where I believe that McLaren is a little faster than the Ferrari, but Fozzie keeping it within grasp, but just a half a second now. Kind of seems to be the medium speed corners where that Ferrari is just a little better than the McLaren. And oof. David not getting a good line through the uphill S there. Let's see. Going back through here, let's see what else. Any other close battles? Back to our front here. Ricky Renner got ahead of Mason Smith. Gonna have to see. Nick Terrell entered pit lane again, so I'm wondering, Nick maybe just taking a short pit to have just enough feet. Oh, wait, no. Looks like Nick Terrell and Jack Peterson may have crashed here. Oh, yeah, Nick kind of sending that one in a little deep. Don't think Jack ever saw that one coming. I'm going to chalk that one personally up to the vortex of danger. If you haven't heard about it, long-time car driver that Motor Trend used, Randy Probst, wrote a book about it. Definitely a good read for any racer. Yeah. The old adage, just because you can shove the nose in doesn't always mean you should. But there are times and places. We will go back to our live here. Ricky Renner slowly opening that gap to Mason there. Kelly Pointer has managed to catch up to the back of Mason now, so that was a 4-second gap that he had closed down. I do have to wonder if Kelly has used up the tires to this point. Is Mason trying to save a little bit of that for a splash and go at the end and not take any tire? That is Jack Peterson in this time. We're on lap 23. Let's pull up the pit strategy here. Bunch of these guys stopping on lap 13 or 14. 13 twice is 26. So a little early, but with less than 20 minutes to go in this race, then, you know, they can stop and just take what they need at this point. Let's see. Dane Simpson here is still within that 1 second gap, or he's flirting with it for Fozzie, but I'm guessing Dane was wishing this were its F1 cars, and he could have had DRS down that straight to get him a little closer. But Kelly Pointer now down to 4/10 behind Mason. We'll probably see. Seems like that Ford's getting a good draft off the back of that Astin. Is Kelly going to peek a nose? I don't know, but I got to admit, I kind of like the orange daytime running lights on the Ford there. double check my stream health. Hmm. 8:58. I'm gonna have to check and see what was going on with the stream at that point. Oh, I missed that one, Jimmy. Yeah, Stretch Armstrong. Yeah, that's with the cockpit view, but I mean, that's compressing 3 43-inch monitors down to a single one. It's 180-degree FOV on one monitor. But let's check in here. Yep. Still your closest battle here on track between Kelly and Mason. I think the cameras are working better when you're following the lead car through. Although, let's do this. Let's see what that left front suspension looks like out of Kelly there. Ooh. That Mustang makes some good noises. Two-tenths of a second this time. Not quite enough. It seems like Kelly's able to place that Mustang a little bit better. But yeah, this is one of those corners at, 100 miles an hour where you're going to have a little air wash even in a GT3. Kind of get a little bit of a view from Kelly's perspective here. So in the car, this is kind of what the drivers are seeing. Yeah. From Kelly's point of view, at least he's got a good sight to look at the back end of that Astin there. It is a pretty car. I think the Mustang has a little more oomph out of some of these corners than that Astin does. Yeah, and Kelly is all over the back of Mason currently. If he can get a good launch out of this last thing here, see Mason clatter over the curb a little. 4/10 of a second as they start down the back straight. See how close that gets into the threes. Not quite as tucked up under Mason this go around. Ooh, coming down to the inside a little closer. Looks like he's got a good exit for this little short run. Let's see here. 3/4 of a second. We are starting to get a round of pit stops out of the likes of Javi, Morgan Smith, and Justin Welsh. As we will check in here. Jack Peterson and Nathan Nickerson here. Back end of that McLaren looking a little bit loose. Oh, we also have up 15 spots now. Braden Carlson in that Ford in 8th position. So looking at the what we can't trust is the off-track count by iRacing Live Timing, also known as SDK, showing me that Mason Smith has 20 off tracks. I have not seen Mason serve a black yet, so I'm going to go with that's not exactly true. All right. Checking back in just so you can kind of see the difference. We'll go to the gearbox view. That's the gap between the back of Ricky Renner and Kelly Pointer. So he did get around Mason there. Let's see if I can find where that happened. It shows, oh, Mason got on the gas and got a little twitchy out of that Astin. Ooh, even a little blue fireball out of the back of the Astin. Looks like Matt Simmons forgot to race with us tonight. So that is giving Kelly second place. And let's see here. Let's go back live. We've got about 18, no, sorry, not 18. 12 minutes to go here. And Kelly has 1.92 seconds. He just went into the pits. So will be interesting to see what these pit stops shake loose here. Herbert Pineda there, pitting from 4th position. Austin. Nick Terrell this time. And we will see where Javi Sierra comes out in relation to these guys, as he's done his final pit stop. Did it a few laps ago on lap 25. That is Kelly out of pit lane, racing with Herbert Pineda. Who's going to take advantage of that when they're coming out side by side? Kelly sliding in behind. And that is the 19 behind him. That is not a car in this race with them. So Herbert getting out of pit lane ahead of Kelly. Difference was almost 6 seconds in pit lane. So Herbert, wonder if he's been fuel saving and needed less fuel. A couple gallons less, perhaps. Although that Merc has a tendency to be very thirsty, I would be surprised. Something to keep an eye on as this race shakes out. But that is... Oh no, Kelly sliding in the S's. Cold tires. Cold tires. And you can see the trail of gravel he left behind him. Let's see what happens when the likes of Javi here goes through this. Getting a little anything? Nope, pretty much just hears it. Then we're going to have Jack Peterson come through that. You see it being thrown everywhere, but nothing crazy. That is Ricky Renner and Mason Smith. Let's see how these two come out of pit lane. Ricky already out of his pit box. 9.72 seconds. 9.83. So faster even than Herbert Pineda. And both of the... So your leader in second place will get out beforehand. Ooh. That's... Ricky coming out there right next to... Josh Anderson from Chase Decals. Decals is our sponsor, so I believe they do sign work, vinyls and things. If you need any thing of that nature, get in contact with Josh there, and he can help you. Sorry, I do not have the read right in front of me that I should. My apologies, Josh. I will get to it next week, and we'll do a little something. So showing Dane going off track here and Fozzie getting past him. Oh, that is a Porsche doing Porsche things. Hopping a curb. Unfortunately, unlike the popular guy in the denim suit, Dane, that says he's just going to send it, that send it did not work. That is a 7-second gap between Ricky and Mason. Herbert Pineda and Austin Diltz coming out. Well, he got past Kelly when Kelly got a little spinny. So not seeing any other... excuse me. Black flags for anything, so nothing to report there. But here's your battle currently here on track. Jack Peterson and Nathan Nickerson. Mercedes versus McLaren, yes. The two M's of iRacing in GT3. And that high-strung McLaren sounding so different to the bellowing V8 of that AMG mill up under the hood of that Mercedes. Got to hear a Pagani Zonda that shares at least a short block to that AMG V8 there. And it, set of unequal length headers and top exit exhaust does sound amazing. So, oh no. Showing Nick Terrell having a crash. What happened to the mystery machine here? Oh, Raggy. Oh, see? Worst chicane in racing. I'll maintain it. As you hear that Ford V8 bellow away as well. Looks like that did not cause Nick any undue stress. Another crash here out of Dane Simpson. What happened to Dane here? I believe that sausage curb has bit more than one driver tonight. Dane getting back going, cutting some of the chicane. I'm sure iRacing is going to be telling him to slow down and give up the time gained. And it looks like Dane has cleared that, so I do get a yellow when they get a course cut. That is nice to know. Let's look back through here and see what all we got. Yep. No, there we go. But this is still the close battle here on track, although Dave Tilford quickly catching up to Justin Welsh there. Justin kind of running a little wide. That has promoted Dave Tilford up to 12th overall. Yeah, definitely, Barry. There's been some good racing tonight. Check back in with Jack and Nathan here. You know, these two drivers, their fastest laps are only about 1/10 of a second apart, with Nathan taking the slight nudge in that, a 44.7 versus a 44.8. As we have 5 minutes left of race time here, so. I do not have a view of Barney to wave the flag. Alright. That is Dane Simpson going past Justin Welsh there. Is there some damage to Justin's car there, or? It says he's been in the pits 3 times, so. Car looks like it's in pretty good nick. That is Morgan Smith showing he has a black flag. SDK telling me he has 31 off tracks. So I've got a feeling this is a drive through. Let's just see if this is confirmed. That is a drive-through, and that shows it cleared the black. So somebody was a little too naughty on keeping it on track, and so they had to serve the drive-through. Sorry, Morgan. Check back in with Kelly Pointer here, running now in 5th. And who else do we have? It looks like Justin keeping attached to the back of Dane there. Looking like he's going up the inside there. Dane appears got a bad exit there out of that thing. Although running down the thing, yep, that is going to be Justin taking the spot from Dane Simpson there. As you can see, that's Ricky Renner has lapped all the way up to Justin currently. Pretty sure we may see... probably... I don't think Ricky's going to have time to get to Fozzie. But Ricky currently with a 7.3 second lead over Mason Smith. Nine seconds to Herbert Pineda there. Another 2.5 seconds back to Austin. 7 more seconds back to Kelly. And Javi another 10 seconds further back. But looking here, Nathan Nickerson has gotten within a half a second of the back of Jack Peterson. This corner in the Merc used to be very, very bad, and it's still... Oh, Jack spins it. Almost backs into... I think Jack kept it off the wall. Nice recovery there, Jack. Dane is chasing after Justin here. Looks like we got just under a minute left here. Trying to see. I don't have Barney anywhere. So this being within a minute when he crossed, this may be the final lap. It may not be. Looking at their last laps, they're running 44.3s, 45.3, 45.3. So possibility that these guys made it. That is Nathan Nickerson coming in to serve a drive-through as well. And it appears Justin Welch will likely be in too, as I am seeing a black flag for him. So wondering if he got an off track somewhere and he's going to have to serve that. But Nathan having to come in and serve that drive-through is giving the place back to Jack Peterson there. So I believe this might be the final lap. Let me hop on board with Ricky here. You can see the nice new beautiful God rays that iRacing has given us. As you can see some of the shadows going through. I believe this is going to be the final here as he is going back and forth. Trying to do some tire pickup. That means Mason Smith is going to be your second place and Herbert Pineda in third. Austin Diltz will be fourth. Fifth is going to be Kelly Pointer. Javi Sierra will be in sixth. Difference between Peterson and Nickerson here, 8 seconds. Does Peterson have enough fuel to make it all the way through as well? Most of your other drivers have finished. We'll have to see. I don't see anybody really close enough to make any moves in the final bit here unless somebody just runs out of fuel. You kind of see Nathan Nickerson looking like he was shaking the Merc to try to get some more fuel into it. Nick Terrell coming across the line there. Nash Fry. Morgan Smith coming. Dave Tilford and Fozzie Fazzillo. Those are going to be your last finishers here. And it may just be David. Guess David finishes. Let's see. I guess as soon as Fozzie crosses the line, I should get some updated things here. I have to type out our thing. Let's see who we get in the booth with us tonight. Let's see. I'm going to swap over to my class displays. So we are going to need let's see, that's going to be Mason, yeah. That takes care of gold. And Fozzie Fazzillo. All right, let's see here. That should give me those. Let's look at our race results here. Ricky Renner coming home with a win here tonight. Mason Smith in second. Herbert Pineda in third. Austin Diltz in fourth. Kelly Porter in fifth. Javi Sierra in sixth. Seventh will be Jack Peterson. Eighth will be Nathan Nickerson. Ninth will be Nick Terrell. 10th will be Nash Fry. 11th will be Morgan Smith. Dave Tilford in 12th. 13th will be Fozzie Fazzillo. 14th, Dane Simpson. 15th, Josh Anderson. 16th, Alex Jasper. 17th, Justin Welsh. 18th, Tim Thompson. James Molyneux in 19th. Michael Picone in 20th. 21st, Xavier Baez. 22nd, Braden Carlson down 6. I don't know what happened to Braden there. 23rd will be Josh Betts, Dustin Neroof in 24th. So that is your finishing order here. Let's pick up our... Let's see that it was going to be Fozzie. Let me find Fozzie here. Let's go back. We'll do that. We'll do that. And we'll do that. Okay, let's see. Who do I got in here? Yep. Fozzie, this is John in the booth. You got a copy. Oh, just sitting here watching y'all race. Looks like you and Dane and David had some interesting times out there. Yeah, definitely saw a few people having to serve some drive-through penalties. Were you close to the at the end there? Well, that's good. Well, you took home the win in bronze here tonight. You have optimistic looking for a bronze championship by the end of the year, or? Man, that's all you can do is take it 1 week at a time. Anybody you want to give a shout out to on that 61 machine before we let you go celebrate? Well, again, congratulations on the win in bronze tonight, and hopefully we'll catch you next week. All right, let's see. That was Fuzzy Fazzillo taking home bronze. Let's see, I do not see Astin. So we're going to jump over to bring in Herbert Pineda. Herbert, this is John in the booth. You got a copy. It's been a little while, but nice to see you're still here running towards the top end of the field. I think for the guys up top, I think it was keeping your nose clean tonight and not making any dumb mistakes. Well, you came out ahead in the pit stop phase in that final one that are in front of Kelly, and I'm not sure why his pit stop was a little bit longer than yours, but guess you were hoping there for maybe another spot.
Actually taken what I thought I was supposed to be taking, but I chickened out a little bit, and at the end, I had too much left. So yeah, it was a race coming out of the pit lane for sure. I'm glad we didn't touch, and I don't know what happened to him afterwards. I don't know if he got frustrated or what, or I don't know.
I'm going to go with cold tires on the Mustang there going through the S's.
Oh, he actually got tires in the second pit, huh?
I'm guessing that's what took extra time, but yeah, he lost the back end going through the S's.
Well, that's too bad. Yeah, that sucks.
Well, congratulations on taking home, I guess, third and first in gold division. So, let's see, next week, where are we next week? Is it
Indy, I
Indy?
think. We're Indy, yeah.
Ew, sorry about that. You looking forward to that one, or
Not really, not really. But
listen, if you
I
run
guess
the
it is what it is.
if you run the Merc, that big sausage curb right as you
Hmm.
come back from the main track into that little kind of S before the end, that thing will flip the Merc if you hit it dead center in the middle.
Yeah, yeah. I actually ran the Merc in the 6 hours of Indy, so yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I avoided like the taxes, but I just
So I say if you have a direct drive wheel, it'll daggum break your wrist too.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I came out of there with a sore shoulder, sore back. I mean, you name it. It was, I need a chiropractor after that.
Well, congratulations, and hopefully we can catch you here in the top three for next week.
All righty.
Let's see. There we go. There we go. That was Herbert Pineda, and let's pull Mr. Mason Smith in here. I don't see Astin in yet. Let's see. Mason, this is John in the booth. You got a copy.
Oh, yes, I got a copy.
So, saw you running in first there for a little while, but I'm guessing Ricky managed to get you in the pit phase somehow, or
It was not pit face actually. He got me like through turn two. I keep forgetting that I think in like turn two or three, the long right.
yeah.
You can't really take it. You can't take it wide when someone's behind you, for one.
Oh, he cut up on the inside on you.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. That's basically what happened. And yeah, so I'll know for next time not to cut it back outside, and then if someone's behind me, and just stay in the middle. But yeah, he had great pace. I mean, I wish I could find it since we were in the same car tonight. So maybe because
well,
I know there's like And
I mean, you, Dustin, and Ricky, and I think even Kelly, all of y'all were right there on top of each other in qualifying times. I think the top 5 were almost within a tenth.
oh yeah, we were unfortunately to like Nick and Nate, whoever got involved in the lap one wreck. So, but yeah, I think I ran a solid race here.
Yeah, I mean, definitely can't hang your head about a second, especially with this group of guys. I got a feeling some of these rookies will be up in platinum with you very shortly.
Very, very shortly.
And if not, I think me and David may have to have a talk about the algorithm he uses. But again, congratulations. You looking forward to Indy next week?
Absolutely. I like Indy.
Not me.
May not. Yeah. I feel sorry for you. Maybe you gotta try it again.
It's that one sausage curve that likes to kill me and about break my wrist. So no, thank you.
Well, I'm sorry for that.
Well, again, congratulations. Anybody you want to give a shout out to on that machine before we let you go?
To you and the broadcast and to my family that always watches. Appreciate that.
Well, I appreciate you giving us something good to watch tonight, and hopefully we'll catch you next week.
See you next week.
See ya. All right, that was Mason Smith in second. We're going to bring our winner, Ricky Renner. God, that rhymes. I hate that. Ricky, this is John in the booth. You get a copy.
How's it going, John, in the booth?
It's going all right, other than I realize your name and winner wind up rhyming, and it sounds corny as hell to say.
It's okay. You'll get used to it. No, you won't. I won't be here very much.
Well, I mean, it seems like ever since you've gotten out of a Porsche, you're right back there in the very front.
Yeah.
But
Well, ever since they made the Porsche bad, I had to get out of it, Oh, it's all good, though. But work happened. I wasn't supposed to be here this week. I was supposed to miss like the first 4 or 5 races, and we got delayed on a project, so I got to be here this week, so that was nice.
Yep, definitely look like you had a little bit of an interesting race all the way from start to finish. Well,
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
seemed like until that final pass there on Mason, you were either playing with Mason or Herbert or Kelly. You always had somebody right there with you.
Yeah, a lot of officials this week, and this track is miserable, and it's about impossible to go by anybody. Just wait and hopefully they make a mistake enough to get by. And it was a fun one though.
Do you wish that it did not have that final chicane? It would have been the old historic.
Honestly, like the final chicane is terrible. Like for the race, the other way is not much better, but it's terrible for the race. But it's way more fun. I just don't like the other one. It's fast, like 90, and I'm just like, I like the chicane. It's tricky, and you can get it wrong, and you can actually make up a lot of time through there. You can't really pass anybody through there, but at least it's a spot where like you can gain some time.
Yeah, if you're passing somebody there, it's because they've screwed up.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on the win tonight. Anybody you want to give a shout out to on that 53 machine before we let you go celebrate?
First thing, shout out to the whole simraces.com next gen motorsports team. Unfortunately, the first turn got a little hairy there. I went in, got the car slowed down on the inside, and I didn't know that Nate was squeezing new guy. I can't think of his name right now.
Dustin.
Yeah, Dustin. I didn't know Nate was like squeezing him, so he turned in. I got stopped like on the curb, and then I just saw his car go left, and I'm going up the hill, and I had 4X, and I'm like, man, I didn't hit him. I went back and watched it. It was just like netcode caught him and threw him into Nate, but like I didn't know he was there. I had a run from like 5th on the grid and got up alongside him, so I was like, all right, but I don't want to go bowling through turn 1, And then I kind of got into it a little bit with Kelly, kind of the same thing. I turned in, he turned in, and I was trying to keep it on the curb, but we bumped, and then he just went into a slide, so I just kept pushing him and tried to save him, and then just waited and let him go back. But I was like, I felt bad about that one. That was a tight one, but it's just so hard to pass here that like if you don't throw it down the inside, like you're not getting by anybody.
Yeah, I found it's one of those tracks. It takes you half a lap to set someone up to try to make a clean pass, and even then, you're
And
kind of banking on them making a small mistake. Which, with
yeah,
guys like you, Mason, Herbert, and Kelly, and even like heck, what
yeah. I mean,
the top ten
things
in the
happen.
field
Like,
are all solid. Like they don't make many mistakes.
yeah, and like we all race clean. Like nobody's out there intentionally trying to take anybody out or anything like that. And I feel bad because I don't know if he's been around before or not, or if he's new. But like, not the way you want to start it with somebody when you have something like that. But yeah. Anyways, but thanks to you guys for putting on a series. Glad to hear you back in the booth. And I'm not sure when I'll see you guys again, but hopefully sooner than later.
All right. Well, hopefully we can catch you again here soon, and have a good one.
Oh yeah, and it's good having the Nickerson family back watching the streams. They boycotted for a little bit, but now they're back.
I guess
All
they
right,
were
see you
a
guys.
fan of Peterson. But all right, take
Yeah.
it easy.
All right.
That was our winner, Ricky Renner. God, I hate saying that. But let's go back to show you your top 10 here. Ricky Renner taking the win. Mason Smith in second. Herbert Pineda in third. Austin Diltz in fourth. Kelly Pointer in fifth. Javi Sierra in sixth. Jack Peterson in seventh. Nathan Nickerson in eighth. Nick Terrell in ninth. And Nash Fry coming home to close out your top 10 there. So, to any of the racers that watch this, if I've mutilated your name, you can send me a little message in Discord, and I will attempt to get it better next time. And I do apologize. But from everybody here at CRN, we wish you good, and keep the rubber side down and the shiny side up, and we will catch you next week.
Engines roar, the lights go green. Metal beasts on gasoline. Pedal down, no turning back. Feel the thunder on the track. Chrome and steel, the battle calls. Through the smoke, we stand tall. Rivals crushed, we leave in dust. Speed is our only trust. You think you're fast, you think you're tough, but on this track it sucks to suck. Born to race, born to fight. Push the limit all the night. Feel the fire, hear the sound. Burning rubber on the ground. No mercy shown, no second place. In this league, there's no disgrace. If you're not first, you know the luck. But in the end, it sucks to suck. Feel the rush, adrenaline. Victory in our skin. Tighten the grip. Hold the line, defeats the word we leave behind. Danger right with every turn, in every crash, a lesson learned. The roar of engines, scream of tires, feeds the need, ignites the fire. You thought you had the skills to win, but the checkered flag is where it begins. Born to race, born to fight, push the limit all the night. Feel the fire, hear the sound, burning rubber on the ground. No mercy shown, no second place. In this league, there's no disgrace. If you're not first, you know the luck. But in the end, it sucks to suck. On the edge of speed, we drive the line. Leave them broken at the finish sign. Glory waits for those who dare. In the heat of battle, we're prepared. No mercy shown, no second place. In this league, there's no disgrace. If you're not first, you know the luck. But in the end, it sucks to suck. smoke, we stand tall. Rivals crushed, we leave in dust. Speed is our only trust. You think you're fast, you think you're tough, but on this track it sucks to suck. Born to race, born to fight. Push the limit, own the night. Feel the fire, hear the sound. Burning rubber on the ground. No mercy shown, no second place. In this league, there's no disgrace. If you're not first, you know the luck. But in the end, it sucks to suck. Feel the rush, adrenaline. Victory in our skin. Tighten the grip.